Hello. Hi, everyone. My name is George Karkour. I'm the producer, director, and partly videographer of The Shower Song. The Shower Song is a short film slash music video that portrays a mischievous man's daydreams and adventures in the shower. I own a production agency called OK George Studio, have been for years, and I've been working with the same team for about the last 7 years. Today, I want to give you an overview of the Shower Song universe and, of course, some beautiful behind the scene memories and insight into the production. If you haven't watched the film yet, don't watch this just yet. Come back later. But if you have, welcome to the Shower Song documentary. If you want to help her out with some sexism,
Complete that sentence.
push me, and then just touch me till I can get mine. Here comes the chorus, loveable. What is the Shower Song? The Shower Song is a short film, a music video that tells many stories through the lens of the singer, which is me, and the world, the universe he inhabits. A comedic one at that. The Shower Song happened because it was a calling. It's like an artistic piece that was meant to be. That I knew exactly how it would look like and sound like before its actual production. I never sat down and scripted the film. It's not like I was like, how can we do this or that? No. Perhaps it was a subconscious brewing which galvanized into what it is now. Maybe. It's art. When you ask an artist why they did a painting, you wouldn't ask them why did the brush here or there. Same thing for the film. And let's just say it was universally facilitated. Even in terms of casting, the casting was so easy. Every role for the first person that came was the perfect match. It was that's what I mean when I say universally facilitated, because it was such a smooth experience to create the project. It was meant to be. And by the way, I have a golden retriever who just sneezed behind me.
I was looking at him.
Told me when to say hi.
Hi, doggy. Oh my God, you're so beautiful. Oh my goodness. I think this is so cool. It's really in my niche, musical productions. I find that really fun. And so far that's actually been all I've done up until this point has been musical ones. And I really appreciate progressive arts because for who I am as myself, I like to see the evolution in art for people that are marginalized, even if it's not directly affecting me in a positive way, to be able to see it for other people, because I'm not a part of the LGBT community. I'm only an ally, but I go through my own issues myself as a Black woman. So it's really, for me, I enjoy seeing and being a part of growth in any type of marginalized community. So that's really fun for me. So this would be a fun project for me to be a part of.
Wait until you hear it every day.
Wait till you hear it every day.
That was funny.
Flip my page.
It's an emotionally nuanced film because it's a mostly happy short film, of course. It's called The Shower Song. So shame on us if the audience is going to come out sad after watching it. So there's a lot of positivity and positive vibes, but there's a lot of emotional nuance there. In this universe, you see sadness, you see death, people who lost their lives, you see sexism, you see homophobia, you see hatred, So it's not just happy, it's the real world, really.
Here we go. Hi, I'm Sonia Balazovic, and I'm the founder and director of SBDC Montreal. I'm also the choreographer for The Shower Song, which we will be performing for you. We hope you enjoy it.
So the shower song to me, and I think to a few of us as well, is just about having fun. And, you know, like there's hard times in life and there's hard things happening around the world, and it's about kind of just going with it and just doing the best you can.
Yes, the music video was a very fun experience. Thanks to George, was a fun director. Because like it's a unique idea. Like I mean, of course, it's very common nowadays, like this concept against homophobia and racism. But George like came up with this unique way of presenting to the audience.
Filming The Shower Song through and through was an amazingly fun experience. Honestly, the privilege of a lifetime. Every single scene was so much work. The funnest, even though they were all fun, is the shower dance in the public square with all the dancers and the performers. And it was a beautiful day. There was so much synchronicity between me, my team, and the talents.
Hi, I'm Sonia Balazovic, and I'm the director and founder of SBDC Montreal, the Sonia Balazovic Dance Company. We've been in existence for 12 years now, and we're a nonprofit contemporary dance company. And our mission is to use dance as a powerful tool to raise funds and awareness for different organizations. So up to date, for the past 12 years, we've raised over $80,000 for various charities.
What are some fun projects?
Oh, we've done a few fun projects. So a really fun project that we just recently worked on is called The Shower Song. And do I say George Kakor or Koko? How do you pronounce your last name? Karkor. George Karkor, who was the organizer of the project, the founder and the director of the project, reached out to us, and we were so blessed and happy that he did. This was a very, artistic and well-developed project that we were able to kind of show a different side of SBDC, actually. It was a little bit more comedic, and it took us a little bit out of our comfort zone, but it was really fun to do.
So that's kind of why I jumped on it, because I think we have to continuously challenge ourselves, even though it doesn't feel like exactly what we're used to doing. I think it's a good idea, because then it allows for growth afterwards, after the experience. And I mean, the opportunity to work with George, come on, who's turning that down? Nobody. Yeah. Hi, girls. You look beautiful in your blue. I love it. Okay, so today we're going to run through the shower song. We'll walk through again, like the walk, the run out, where our spots are, and then we'll go through the different cues, and then we'll review our movements in the U, and then I guess we'll do it a couple times with music. No, all we say is SBDC. Huh.
Yeah, do the focus first, okay? So right side and
Light.
I'm gonna cut this way.
The most challenging production, even though by watching the film you wouldn't know it, is the night bridge scene. When you see Samantha jogging and then like leaning down on the bridge and talking to her brother's ghosts. And in the scene, everything looks so serene and calm, and like you think it was a beautiful evening. And usually the park is completely empty, mind you. We went there, we arrive, and there's a huge festival behind us. Super loud, thousands of people. The beauty of production is like you would have never known because we recorded their lines after in the studio, which made it look way more serene. Of course, we couldn't record. I was planning on recording the audio then and there, but just the crazy chaos behind us wouldn't allow it.
You know we loved you, right?
I know you did.
We're munching away. Don't you know that's how you eat a cupcake, friends? Better not come out outside. Thank you very much, Jordy, for this. Running away to the Bahamas, wearing my pajamas. Not gonna lie, it's quite dope. We're in the second round, don't know if we're in the second round. And some things I might too far. My shoulders are clean now. I feel sleepy now. Is it easy now? Something about you. It's all a little of you.
So the shower song, exactly like it sounds like, it's a shower song. So when you just listen to it without watching, it explores the physicality and the spirituality of showering. So physicality in terms of there's the soap, you see a spider, that stems from experience I had in Australia, by the way. Stuff like that. But also spiritually. So what happens in the shower? Some people celebrate before going to a party. Others are sad and they find solace by the act of showering. They get excited, they dream, they hope for things. Or, I said many people, it could be the same person, different experiences, depending on your life circumstances. So that's the shower song. But then there's a second layer, which is the actual film, when you watch it, which of course brings much more meaning to the actual song. And in it, there's a universe of characters, primarily led by George, who we don't see a lot, by the way. We see all the other stories unraveling around him, way more than him. The connections between the song itself and the short film are there, but not all the time. So for example, of course, when I sang perhaps some soap, I unscrew my shampoo, we see all these things. Is that a spider? Is that a... Alright. Is that a spider? But not all the time. Like, there are a lot of visuals that don't correspond to the actual song. And I think that's the charm. And that the audience, when they start watching, they get it, that, oh, there's more meaning to what the project is. It would have been cheesy if for example, when I say, my back isn't easy now, my shoulders are clean now. In here, we don't see me struggling to clean my back, for example. We see the shower dance with the dancers and a skyrocket, right? So that's what's interesting about the project, I find, which was part of the calling again.
For us, the shower song is more of a happy-go-lucky kind of anthem. And, you get really positive and very happy vibes when you listen to it. And I'm pretty sure once you listen to the song, you would want to listen to it again and again on repeat. And it becomes sort of an anthem in your head. So, you'd be addicted by the end of it.
Before we began filming the song, I thought it was strategic to record it first. I needed the core, a guiding force. We went to William Gabori, who was a very, very amazing music producer who works with Star Academy. The master at work.
Ah! Okay.
So I gave him the melody because I'm not a musician, right? Like I don't play the piano, I don't play the guitar, stuff like that. I'm very good at melodies though. So I rhymed the kind that I sang him. I told him la 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 la, and then he created it for me. No words can go wrong. I sing because I'm happy. Getting ready. Then we went to a recording studio, recorded the vocals, which we can hear in the project, and then we started filming and bringing each piece. I saw it as a big puzzle where we started getting each piece of the puzzle here and there till we got it completed. Water's running down. The steam is all around. It's your fault. At least we're laughing. So. Want to say that to the camera? The song operates on two levels. The whole film, by the way, but definitely the song. There's the literal meaning, and then there's what it's really trying to say. This secondary high-level meaning. And the quintessential example here is the rap scene, the presidential scene. When I started rapping, being president of the USA, reconfiguring my DNA, rapping every single day, shouting help, 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 Mayday. I'm hoping, of course, it's funny, but also it's a call to action to politicians to start raising awareness about racism, sexism, homophobia, transphobia, and helping the population get there. So it was really a direct message to politicians, which I hope paid off. Frankly, Sinatra has nothing on me. Being president of the USA, reconfiguring my DNA, rapping every single day, shouting help, 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 Mayday! Perhaps some soap. My favorite part of the shower song musically would be the first bridge, which is in times of sadness, in need of hope, expect some kindness, perhaps some soap. I just found that so funny because people who have had sad experiences, it's okay to bring some joy and ridicule into that moment. I think it's therapeutic. Times of sadness, need of hope, expect some kindness, perhaps some soap. Is that butter? Melodrama, arachnophobia, holy mama, rainstorm. The shower song is a universe. There are many characters, a lot of stories unfold. But at the heart, there's a shower dance in the public square, where many characters can be found around the water fountains. We see Kevin leaning down with a shower head, depressed. We see Agnes, who just stormed out from the corporate office from the sexist executives, also dancing. We see little Jose on his wheelchair, who ends up skyrocketing into a paradisical planet. It's like the core, where many stories connect. It's what puts them together. The shower dance we begin is when all the dancers storm out, along with the characters, into the public square where there's the water fountains. And we rehearsed a lot with SBDC, with the Sonia Bolshevik Dance Company, where we practiced many times before the actual filming day. It was an amazing experience. I love Sonia. They were told, they were briefed as being the personification of water. So you see them with the blue ribbons dancing. It has two meanings. It's like water, where all the characters are showering around, men, if you noticed. But also, it's a metaphor for feminism, right? And it's the feminists dancing within me, and hopefully within a lot of us. All the portrayals in the shower song are, if you noticed, theatrical, hyperbolic representations of things that you would never see in real life. Let's get that right. So for example, you'd never see in real life actual anti-LGBT protesters behind parents whose kid is asking them if he can come back home. Life is more cruel and silent that way. You'd never see the executives who are ignoring Agnes, who are being sexist toward her. And like, also, in real life, it's not that evident, right? But for the purposes of the shower song, the theatrical hyperbole, I think, was important to really bring a meaning in a very short period of time.
Today in studio, you'll see the girls in their beautiful blue bathing suits. We're rehearsing for the shower song. So George approached us, came up to us with this opportunity to perform at Place des Arts and outdoors in an open space for an incredibly creative project that we just couldn't turn down. And so the dancers of SBDC, we're the representation of the water. So we've got props of ribbons that we use throughout the production, and we've created a choreography that really tries to represent an openness, a genuine sense of joy when we're dancing.
The shower song. Shame on the producer, the director, the filmmaker, if water wasn't an integral part of the film. First, in terms of its presence or absence. Each scene either has water, an element of water, represented through different ways, or an absence. But also it was filmed with an aquatic lens, the way water behaves, how you would look at things and observe things if you, the viewer, were an actual pool of water. Examples. So in terms of the presence, the content, water is present in various forms and has different meanings. In the shower, of course, it represents the usual streams of water, what do you expect in the shower. But also the prayer scene, when you see me holding my hands up and the water going down, it has a significance of praying, the spiritual hopefulness. In the corporate office, when I trigger the alarm, water starts pouring out from the sprinklers. It has a meaning of defiance. The canal, the presence of water there when Samantha meets her brother's ghost, perhaps implying that water was where Kevin lost his life, and basically implying the location of where he committed suicide. At the puppy mill, there's no water. The dogs are thirsty. So we would depict water in its various forms. Water is humanity. Without it, we can't survive. It can do so much good, it can do so much bad. It has so many meanings. Like our existence itself.
We help deliver visual effects and 3D animation services for the shower song. In my team, I manage the projects, whereas Amal, on the other hand, manages the whole team. Our workforce helps creative geniuses like George realize their creative goals. How did you get to work with the shower song?
Destiny?
Well, destiny.
Yeah.
Destiny, I would say. George posted this post on a Facebook group. There was a lot of small detailing work involved in each shot and in each 3D element that we created from scratch for the shower song.
The planet?
Yes, the red planet. The red planet scene that was there, we built it from scratch, obviously with help of George's direction with the scene.
We might be using Unreal for the first time, I guess.
Yes, and it is the first time that we are using Unreal Engine technology in our work. So it is quite challenging for us. And at the same time, we are enjoying working on it.
There are a lot of themes that are presented in the shower song. And when you're ready, if you want to help her out with some sexism.
Compelling that sentence. So, overall, it's really good news.
Let's begin with sexism. Agnes, who is in a corporate office setup, is presenting, and the three executives who are supposed to be watching her and respecting her are completely ignoring her. But I don't want to go too deep into this theme because I think you know what I'm talking about. But that's how women get a disadvantage professionally.
No, we're not. We're not.
No.
We're playing bad guys.
We are the bad guys.
It's yeah. No.
That's the performance. The next theme is, of course, clear as day, homophobia, and by extension, transphobia.
Je suis Victor et puis j'interprète le rôle de John, le papa de cette belle famille. Et donc ce court-métrage a pour but de sensibiliser contre l'homophobie, contre la communauté LGBT, Q2S, IA+, etc., tout l'alphabet. Donc je suis bien heureux de participer à ce beau projet.
That's all. Salut, moi-même je joue un manifestant qui manifeste contre les droits des homosexuels.
Bonjour, moi Béatrice aussi, je manifeste comme Mathieu m'a dit mais je joue une manifestante qui manifeste contre les droits des homosexuels.
Mais comme elle l'a répété toute la journée, elle l'est pas vraiment.
Mais je ne le suis pas vraiment.
Bah non, puis moi aussi Guilhem, on est dans le Shower Song. Le but c'est de sensibiliser sur la cause LGBTQ+++++. On est des manifestants anti-gays, mais on ne pense pas vraiment.
Non, voilà.
Non.
Et final, chapeau.
Why do you think we're working with her?
Right now.
Why do you think we're working with her? Hello, my name is Amber Lane. I play Samantha in the Shower Song. From what you've probably seen, I go through a very hard time during the song. And I know you've probably heard the quote that life imitates art. I would say that me, myself, as Amber Lane, I'm going through a hard time as well. So being able to, one, go through something very emotional at the same time as Samantha, and then also go through the process of overcoming something at the same time as Samantha was actually really cool for me in my mental health journey. I would just like to say for all of those who are probably or maybe going through a hard time that there's always a way to get help. There's someone who will help you, and you are not alone.
Cruelty against animals is also a secondary theme in the project, where the very beginning, before the actual song kicks in, we see a puppy mill with Rocky caged in a crate trying to get out. He asks for help because he's thirsty.
Bonjour, ici Barbada de Barbade.
Et Victoire Rockwell.
On est ici présentement en compagnie de magnifique Golden parce que dans l'histoire du Shower Song, on adopte Golden juste ici derrière nous, un magnifique Golden Retriever qu'on sauve de ce terrible, je sais pas.
C'est cette usine à chiots, cet environnement toxique.
Exactement, et on le libère. Un peu malgré nous, on doit payer pour ça. On encourage ça d'une certaine façon, mais on est quand même très, très, très content de pouvoir sauver Golden. Oh!
Also, a happy ending that not all dogs experience. By the way, of course, very safe conditions. It was not an actual puppy mill. We just staged it to look like that. We love animals here.
The Shower Song is about just like against homophobia and racism, and just to end this taboo that like people have around these like human beings who are just like human, like anybody else, because at the end of the day, love is love, and nobody's sexuality or color should define humans.
The way that my interpretation of it, the artistic vision is extremely colorful. Although it tackles a very serious subject matter on many, many levels, there is this kind of, rainbows and lollipops overture over the whole thing, which was really interesting because even as dancers, we kind of want to grasp the depth of the subject matter, yet we want to portray this really light-hearted, beautiful kind of dancing. And so it's kind of a nice contradiction in a way. And so artistically, I really feel it's deep and it's got a lot of color to it.
La parole est à ma fille.
Oui, donc moi je m'appelle Jennifer, je joue le rôle de Jennifer. Puis là, dans le fond, c'est ça, on joue la scène du souper où j'ai un peu tout créé en ordre pour réconcilier la famille, pour que mon frère puisse revenir et reprendre sa place de droit dans la vie familiale. Et je suis aussi une fierté alliée membre de la communauté LGBTQ+.
C'est elle qui a tout préparé.
C'est qui a cuisiné?
Ah, c'est notre Georges!
C'est Super Georges!
Super Georges qui a pris soin de nous.
Ah oui, c'est vrai.
Alors moi c'est Dominique, je suis la maman, donc c'est un petit peu à cause de moi, si on veut, que la situation était un petit peu plus tendue dans la famille, mais je suis très contente de retrouver mon fils. Je dirais que c'est la tolérance, l'acceptation et grâce à ma fille aussi qui m'a beaucoup aidée dans le cheminement. Et mon mari, bien sûr.
Bon.
Alors, donc ce qui a fait en sorte qu'on a des belles retrouvailles aujourd'hui, on est content, je suis contente de retrouver mon fils et on va aller de l'avant ensemble.
Et bien là, c'est le moment de trinquer par contre.
Oui!
Tiens!
À nous!
On retrouve de la famille!
Voilà!
Inclusivity was at the heart of the shower song, both in terms of storyline and casting. It brings a variety of people from different walks of life into this universe. And it was important to me to bring powerful ambassadors of each culture or people. I'm going to be introducing the shower song universe's characters. Let's begin with George. George is played by myself. He's the one playing out the fantasy and all the storylines around him. George is a mischievous character. He lights up a match and triggers a fire alarm in a corporate office. He's taking his subconscious orders from the shower song, shower dance. There's a symbiotic connection between him and the water fountain square dance, where he sees the spider, they see the spider. They kickbox, he's forced to kickbox. Of course, a representation of existence, of identity. Your experiences impact you and who you are, but also how you're born impacts your behavior. Agnes, played by Agnès Stuart, is an amazing actress, by the way, who I've worked with before, like many other characters in the film. She represents the woman in the workforce who has to endure sexist behavior all the time by her male colleagues. Behavior that is not explicitly sexist, not always very clear and obvious, of course, like in the shower song universe, where they're blatantly ignoring her. But she's the incarnation of the female colleague who sometimes, because you're in a macho environment, feels like she's put on the side and ignored and not looped into the conversational everyday activities that matter at work. Working is not just about tasks, it's also about talking and engaging and befriending your colleagues. A lot of women sometimes, of course, feel that they are marginalized and put at its advantage, which can affect your raises, your promotions, the way you're seen at work. She also represents, when she storms out, a new age of feminist movement, the Me Too movement, of course, where we should head as a society. Agnes' storyline is that of a female colleague, professional, who initially endures sexism by her male colleagues, and encouraged by George's triggering of the office's fire alarm, storms out, finds power and courage, and goes back to the office where she rebels and basically transforms the boards into one of diversity and inclusion and respect toward women. The Shower Song is a very optimistic project in that it has hope in people. It hasn't given up on people, even sexist people like Pierre-Yves, one of the sexist executives, participates in the Shower Song movement, storms out with Agnes, and he graduates with a Shower Song hat and goes back with a bathing suit and a towel around his neck, representing basically the male professional that has become more inclusive and less sexist toward his female colleagues.
Maybe in this office I am my own boss.
Scene 4, take 1. Mark it.
Toby, played by Laurent Marion, is a young man who came out to his parents. They kicked him out. His parents are initially part of a hateful mob of anti-LGBT protesters holding up signs, God hates you and no gay rights. And then we see him asking his parents if he can come back home. Protesters are shouting in the back. We don't know the answer up until the fantasy reveals that they accepted him back home. We see them having a loving family dinner, the dad pouring food on his son's plate, the sister looking proudly at her father.
Moi, je m'appelle Laurent, je joue le rôle de Toby qui revient dans la famille après avoir passé un mois de sofa en sofa, peut-être quelques nuits dehors aussi, puis qui finalement revient dans la famille et se réconcilie tranquillement avec maman surtout, hein, et qui est bien reconnaissante de sa sœur d'avoir aidé à ce que tout ça se puisse.
Samantha is played by Amber Lane, and her storyline is that of a young woman who has recently lost her brother, who committed suicide, and she's trying to move on from this loss by jogging, putting it all behind her.
In the shower song, I play Samantha. I go through a very hard emotional time. I lose my brother Kevin. Through my struggle in the story, you can see me really going through it. You see the funeral, you see how it is to be a strong Black woman and really be the one that people have to lean on and support and be that strong pillar. And at the same time, the vulnerability of what it's like to play that person. In the shower song, you can see that she is moving forward and going. She's not forgetting her brother, but she is growing from the experience and moving on and holding a piece of him with her at all times.
Kevin is Samantha's brother, who we understand passed away. It's revealed that he is depressed and that he probably implied that he committed suicide.
So usually you're given a story and in your own head you've got to roll with it and fill in the blanks. For me, I assume that Kevin was probably going through a really hard time and was not able to seek support in a way that he might have hoped he could, or in a way that Samantha wishes she could. It's sad. Kevin's story is definitely sad. It's emotional and it's painful, and it's something I'm sure a lot of people can relate to, even if you haven't directly been affected by something like that. It's for sure something that anyone can feel the side effects and the pain of. So to have that story included in the shower song, as happy and as upbeat as it may sound, is very important, because a lot of people who might seem upbeat and happy usually aren't.
So you're kneeling down on the floor in a fetus-like position, emitting super sadness. You know we loved you, right?
I know you did.
I like it. I like that. I think the energy is there, to be honest. What I really like about you, Vincent, is the energy. I think you got it.
And here comes the chorus, loud but laden, causing a ruckus. My neighbor.
So what's a shower song if there was no angry neighbor who was like calling the police on you? And it stems from an actual experience, actually. I used to sing a lot in the shower, and there was actually an angry neighbor. Not Maria, though. Maria, the angry neighbor, Granette, played by Maria Carvalho, is an amazing actress. And she plays the role of Granette, the angry neighbor, who it's first presented as a old school, typical neighbor who's like with her antique phone or antique chair and like hitting the wall with the cane, trying to shut George up. But then at the end of the film, it's revealed that she's like a live streamer. She has all this technological apparatus set up, ready to live stream from out of the window.
This just in, breaking news, a disgruntled neighbor is live streaming a trespasser who is seemingly dancing, yes, you heard that right, dancing in her backyard, and the views are skyrocketing. Stay with us as this story develops.
I'm Maria.
And
you know Maria from the movie West Side Story? Yeah, I'm joking. Start again.
Tell us about your role within the Shower Song universe.
My role in the shower? Well, I'm the neighbor who is listening to my neighbor singing all the time under the shower. He's singing this song. If I could at least join him in the shower, it would be better.
Was it fun working with the crew?
Yes, it was a lot of fun. Yes, it was a lot of fun.
Can you tell us about George, your actual neighbor in real life?
My actual neighbor used to be right next door. Now he moved down.
Did he drive you crazy
So
with his singing?
he's driving crazy my daughter now. After driving me crazy.
What is happiness for you, Maria? And that's the last question.
Happiness is peace in the world. That's the most happiest thing that I can wish for.
Peace.
Peace.
Thank you. The hilarious part of the shower song, I think a lot of people will find, is we met Toby, a young man who's been kicked out by his parents because he's gay. We met Samantha, who has lost her brother and is trying to cope with her loss and trying to move on. But what are they doing in George's storyline? What are they doing in the Shower Song universe? It's revealed when George gets out of the shower that they're a throuple, that George is in a relationship with both of them. They love each other. They respect each other a lot, of course, as you can tell. So I think it's also a good way to tell the audience that throuples or open relationships, it's not just about sexuality. It's about love and respect. It's about knowing the person. Every person has their own story, has their own challenges. And I think the Shower Song does a good job at doing that. In that George is feeling the pain at the end of the day of his throuple members. He's feeling the pain of Toby, who has recently joined the relationship because he's been kicked out by his parents and found shelter at George's home within that throuple relationship. When he gets out, he makes jokes, he makes them laugh. And that's what love is about. Give more. Like in here, it looks like a fantasy scene. Like bring more in this last one. Bring more attitudes.
I'm sorry?
Bring more attitude.
Okay, but you asked for
So
it.
there's a love and hate. Like half-half.
It does make me sad to know that so many people, based off just of the people that they care and love for, can be judged so harshly, treated so negatively, and sometimes even abandoned by people that are supposed to love and care about them. So watching the end of the Shower Song and how the LGBT story actually flourishes is a very wonderful thing to see, because yes, it's something that we're starting to see a lot more in the media, but I want it to be something that's a lot more normalized instead of being a plus to a part of the production. It should be something completely normal, something totally fitting, and something that belongs in a lot of stories. And I think that it plays a very good role and does exactly that in the Shower Song.
Oh, and by the way, the throuple. We shouldn't forget about the nachos.
Hello, I'm Christian DA. I'm 21 years old. I'm Lebanese Armenian and now in Canada. So I'm, as Christian DA, I'm able-bodied, I'm not paralyzed, I don't use wheelchair. We try to find a person who's actually on a wheelchair, but we couldn't. So that's why I had to take this role.
Who's part of the crowds that storm out to the shower dance. He is put into this spacecraft by the dancers, and he travels to a paradisical red planet where he finds love with his new adoptive parents and Rocky, the dog who's been liberated from the puppy mill. He represents knowledge and humanity going to this other level, one of tolerance and inclusion.
The character has seen a lot of discrimination, a lot of homophobia and racism and everything. So the concept is I'm escaping this whole traumatic event and entering into a new planet.
Played by Barbara and Victoire de Rockwell, are drag performers who adopt Rocky. They rescue him out of the puppy mill and also adopt little Jose, we understand. And they too have traveled to the paradisical red planet where little Jose has ended up on. A planet of love and fruit and innocence and happiness. They are a theatrical exaggeration of the larger queer trans community, of course. They're drag, but they also represent the larger trans movement, the T in LGBT. The alien is the alien in all of us, in George anyways. The creature within us that is not heteronormative, that is different from the others. Literally, he is a creature that George has metamorphosized into, that we also see is on the red planet. He's supporting little Jose and his new adoptive parents who are drag performers. And he's watching it unfold with love. He pushes the anti-LGBT protesters mob at the end of the film. So he's that queer in us that fights the good fight against heteronormativity, against cruelty, against ignorance, against hatred.
I remember when we were working on the alien, George would come up with feedbacks based on how cute it looked. So let's say for example we made the alien and we added those details of the eyes and the skin and everything, and George would look at it and he'd say that doesn't look as cute as I thought it would, and then we would scratch our heads like, what is cute? How do you measure cuteness? So it was a different sort of work that involved us scratching our heads and thinking how would you make something look more cute, So yeah, with the help of right direction from George and the whole team, we certainly feel that we have achieved 100% cuteness for the alien. And in terms of the 3D animation of the alien, we have, I am proud to say that we have achieved 100% great animation for the alien. There's one of those shots where the alien is scratching its back with a loofah. I think you are going to love that shot. Tell us about the shower song Spacecraft. Okay, so to be honest, it is one of the cutest thing in the whole music video. And why I say cute? Well, once you look at it, you will get the same vibes. And all of the team, including George, we put a lot of hours in making this spacecraft how it is right now.
Mm-hmm. All right, level 1. Level 2. Level 3. The spacecraft represents going to a higher level. Literally, if you don't want to think about it a lot, the skyrocket goes, lands on a planet, but metaphorically too. So it represents our intellectual state of existence, going to a level that is kinder, that is more humane, that is more tolerant and accepting of people.
So I view the spacecraft as an idea like taking off, and basically the intersection between innocence and knowledge, and entering into this planet where like people are free, like peaceful environment, and you're accepted and you're loved.
The shower song Blue Hat represents knowledge and open-mindedness and love and inclusion and tolerance. It's the hat that we all want to wear, hopefully. And in contrast to years past where we've seen a lot of red hats going around, we hope that the blue hat presents an alternative. And ultimately, the hat that's put on Mayor's head transforms him into a more loving, cheerful person.
No gay rights! No gay rights! No gay rights! No gay rights!
Will's playing the ending of the shower song. Will, impress us. Show us.
Mon nom est Gilles Desjardins et je suis pas impressionné.
You're so cute. And one last thing, can I see you without glasses?
Without glasses?
Yeah.
And also I can wear sunglasses if you like. I do these things really for the fun of it.
I know. Maintenant, on vous attendrit. Une dame vient, elle met une casquette bleue. Là, du coup, vous êtes plus amical envers la cause. Et finalement, on est à la fin et vous voulez danser et chanter The Shower Song. Et juste pour vous rappeler, this is the shower song.
The shower song. La 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 la. La 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 la. La la la.
Merci beaucoup, Jules. C'était merveilleux.
This is the shower song.
Mayor, who's there, is an observer of the shower dance. He's rolling his eyes at the movement.
Mayor is an interesting character, probably the most interesting, not in his storyline, but in the sense that his character blurs the line between fantasy and reality. We initially see him as part of the fantasy of the shower dance, but then we see him in what we think is now reality. So it's unclear, it's up to the audience to decide what was real, what was fantasy.
This just in, breaking news, a disgruntled neighbor is live streaming a trespasser who is seemingly dancing, yes, you heard that right, dancing in her backyard, and the views are skyrocketing. Stay with us as this story develops.
It's up to the audience to decide whether the Shower Song universe adventures that unfolded were fantasy or reality. Were they just within the singer's daydreams? Or did everything that took place actually take place in real life? Because we see him dancing on the TV screen where George and the throuple are hanging out. So perhaps it was all real life after all.
Top 3 fun memories was definitely filming at the hotel or the shower and the bedroom. I'm very glad I forced George to wear a bathing suit because I don't think anyone wanted to see behind that. The scenes outside were all very fun, particularly at the public square. That was very physically challenging, but extremely fun. It was great to see like all the performers work together and make something look really awesome. If I had to pick a third fun memory, Grenette was super fun, but I think for just like my pure enjoyment, what was the most fun was the corporate office scene. Watching everyone get like soaked, it was pretty funny. Hopefully, if you interpret the shower song correctly, you will get the sense or the understanding that we should all accept one another for who we are, and we should not try to hinder the progress of or oppress or discriminate against those who are different from us.
Because that's what we need. We need open-minded people who accept everyone so that everyone can be free. And no more sadness and happiness. Just happiness. No sadness, just happiness.
The shower song is a very happy-go-lucky song, really warm. And we as a team are really lucky to be a part of it. Pretty sure that it is going to go places, you know, like it is going to be shared globally.
No doubt.
Yeah, by people who love to spread joy and positivity in and around them. So we are really positive about it, that it is going to do wonders and create a mark among the people. So all hail the shower song.
All hail the shower song.
Thank you.
If I want the audience to get out with something in the shower song and for it to stay with them way after watching the film, hopefully years after, is that life is hard, but we have to find ways to stay positive, stay happy.
Life is hard. Life is really, really hard. There are ups, there are downs, and I know I'm saying this with a huge smile on my face, so it seems very the opposite. But people struggle a lot with their mental health. I struggle a lot with my mental health. I have a lot of trauma. I have a lot of things that I need to work on, and I have a lot of hurt in myself. If through watching this shower song, you can identify with a few of these things and have not gotten the proper help for it, this is my asking of you in the next little while, so that yes, you can still feel these type of things when you watch them, but they might not impact you in the same way. Your mental health journey is very important. I used to think that I could work through all of my stuff on my own and come through a better person and grow and just be wonderful. And listen, I am wonderful. I'm learning that I am wonderful and I am okay. And the things that I've been going through are not okay. They've made me who I am, and despite how there are certain aspects of me that maybe I don't like so much, I'm learning to switch them, I'm learning to mold them, I'm learning to accept that they are a part of me, and I'm growing and learning and becoming a better person because I have gotten help for myself. And you should too.
Kiss for you!
And it's a wrap. Good job, guys. This is the shower song. No words can go wrong. I sing because I'm happy, getting ready for my party. The water's running down, the steam is all around. I unscrew my shampoo while I'm thinking of you. I massage my hair with my foamy hands, doing ups, doing downs as I simply dance. I shake my booty to reach for the floss. Baby, in this office I am my own boss. In times of sadness, in need of hope, expect some kindness, perhaps some soap. Is that it? Melodrama, arachnophobia, holy mama. Rainstorm, drain away this tiny note. I'm running away to the Bahamas, wearing my pajamas. Not gonna lie, it's quite dope. We're at the second round, and our love's yet to be found. What's gonna happen to my poor loofah? Rushing parts, am I physically too far? My shoulders are clean now, my back isn't easy now. I'm still thinking of you, with a small little F-U. I massage my hair with my foamy hands, doing ups, doing downs as I simply dance. I shake my booty to reach for the floss. Baby, in this office I am my own boss.